Hi everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Rox, Stage 1. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself. Just trying to figure out a good pose. And to make sure that I get everything in here. So, I think I'm going to have a little fun with it. And I'm going to try not to spend too much time on the sketch. I need to, but I don't want to waste your time. Well, not waste your time, but I want to get to the fun stuff. That's really what I want to do, you know? I mean, everybody does. So, don't worry if you can't see this. I'm just basically doing this for myself so I can get everything where I want it and make sure that it all fits on the screen, because sometimes I fall off and you know, then I got to do stuff over, and woo, does it get annoying. Alright, so I'm going to add a few little details here real fast. I think I'm happy with this pose. I just need to let's see, detail it out. That's what I'm trying to say. Add all the little wackadoos. Let's see, and I think I'm just going to do her hands just normal, just kind of sticking out in a little, what's up? You know, something like that. It's funny, every time I talk about I'm going to do it like this, it's always like a sound or a gesture or that, or when I try to describe something, it's a sound or a what's up? So, I think that's pretty good for the jacket. The skirt is pretty, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a skirt, right? So then, I just have to make sure I have the anatomy right for the legs. For the legs. And she's got those little, well, not little, I mean, they're tall socks, right? So I just have to decide whether I'm going to add like a bump right there for the sock, or just do it in color. Because color helps me out a lot. I don't have to draw as much, and I can just ink it in. And that way I'm not taking too much of your time by inking. And then I can spend as much time as I need coloring, and you don't ever have to sit there and watch me do it. Like now, that's why I say I want to hurry up with these sketches, because I don't want to bore you. And who knows, maybe you're not even watching this. Maybe you're just fast forwarding to the actual ink part, which will happen in a second. But this is the first part you got to do. You got to get these sketches down to make sure, like that. This is way too long. So you got to put your sketches down to make sure that you have your anatomy right and where you want it to be, you know. Okay, so see, I'm glad I did that. Sketching is just drawing over and over and over again until you get it right. So it's that old adage of practice makes perfect, you know. So don't be afraid to draw over and over and over again, because that's all any of us do, is just practice, practice, practice till we get it the way we want. Okay, I think I'm happy. Oh, I was going to say I'm happy with that, but I still got to do the hand. So let me see. How about just, we'll do the same thing like we did over here. Just, what's up? You know, just sticking a hand out. So what's up, rockers? Alright, I'll put that thumb in there. I think that'll work. Okay, so let me just put some features in for the face. And this is the hardest part for me, because it's so tiny, I can't get a lot of details in, you know? So with these sharpies, I'm kind of limited with what I can do, so I have to make it work with just a few lines instead of getting to draw all these features. But I'm not complaining, this is fun. This is why I like drawing with sharpies for you guys, so you can learn how to do it too. Let's see. I'm kind of going by a picture Well, no, I'm not kind of going by picture. I am going by a picture, and I'm trying to take all those features and fit it into the way this looks. So in other words, I'm not looking at a picture that is this pose. I'm having to recreate it by the features that she has, you know? So it gets a little difficult to try to make it work when I'm not looking at the picture, you know? But that's what practice is for. Like I was saying before, you learn how to do this stuff on your own. Okay, I think I might be happy with this. Yeah, that's going to work. So I'm going to switch over to Sharpies. I'm going to use a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, which is actually finer than a fine point. So you're welcome to use pencil or join along with me with pen. So I'm going to use the Sharpie fine point for the features of the face, just because I can control it much easier than with the big Sharpie fine point. The big, you know what I'm trying to say. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to draw the eyes. First, I'm going to do the top of the eyes just to make sure I have them level to where I want to be. So I'm just going to draw the top like that. All right, draw in a few little bit for a pupil. That looks about right. And so now here's where it gets tricky. This is what I was saying, that I want to add stuff, but it's kind of hard to because it's going to disappear. So like that whole bottom eye, the bottom part of it. See, I already lost some of the white right there. So I'm losing out on the features. So that's all I'm going to do for the eyes. That's it. Because like I said, I'm going to lose it if I do anything else. So I'm just going to draw her brow like that. The other one I'm stopping because the hairline is going to come here. And I'll go ahead and do that real fast just so you can see what I'm talking about. That I'm going to do the hairline like that. So see how that gets cut off? It's underneath. You don't have to draw it at all. So now I'm going to draw the nose. And so I'll draw a little bit of the bridge of the nose like that. And then bring it down like this. Draw the nostril and add that in. Just a little bit for the nose, just so you can see that something's there. Again, it's hard to draw the fine details that tiny with the Sharpie because it bleeds and it sounds like I shouldn't be using it. I mean, as much as I'm complaining, but like I said, I want to draw with the Sharpie for you guys so you can do it too. Okay, and so what I did there is I just added the top lip and then just little bits of the bottom lip just to simulate that, hey, something is there. But you can draw the whole thing if you want. I'm just doing it because I'm going to come back later with color and I can accent that, you know. So okay, so her chin's going to be right there. Let me try to straighten that out a little bit. Then I can bring it up to the side of her face like that. And so let's draw some cheek and ear, because you're going to see a little bit of those, but the hair is going to cover it up. So something like that. And I'm going to start to thicken it up too, because when I switch over to this, it's super thick. So I'm trying to make it match or look close, you know. Okay, so her hair's going behind her ear on this side. So I need to basically start on the other side and finish up the hair. And I think I'm going to switch over once I do that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm planning before I even do it. So I just need to do it, right? So let's draw the other side of her face. So I'm going to draw that cheek too. And then the jawline over here. And again, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. If you're doing it with pencil, you don't have to do this. I'm doing it because of the Sharpies I'm about to use. Okay, so I'm going to add a few little hair things, wisps, whippies is what I like to call them, and continue with finishing up the hair. So I'm going to draw the hairline, and I'm going to bring it down and over, and draw something like that. Okay, and I guess I could kind of, my voice just cracked. I'm a 15-year-old boy. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that. No offense to any 15-year-old boys. That's horrible. It's just a long-running joke once you're an adult that when you hit puberty, your voice cracks like that. So you get to make fun of yourself. But hey, that's life. We shouldn't be making fun of it, right? Okay, so I'm going to thicken up the hair just a little bit. And I'm just kind of having fun with it, just drawing some waves from the way her hair is shaped. And again, I'm going to thicken up the outer edge. You'll see why in a second. All right, so let's do a few more little wisps and edges. You can see her neck is going to be like this. So that means her hair is going to be something like this. And then I'm just going to kind of bring it up like that. There we go. I'm going to thicken this up. All right, and I think I can just do something like that, you know, just some fun stuff. And finish it up and bring it up around to the edge right there. All right, I like that. That looks pretty good. Again, thickening up that back edge. Just a hair, not too much. Okay, maybe it's too much. You're not the boss of me. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw. All right, I like that. That looks really good. So I'm going to switch over to the big fat Sharpie now and finish up the rest of it. So now that we have some edges we can work with, let's draw her jacket. So her collar is going to come out like this. I'm going to do both edges just so I know, and because sometimes I forget stuff. So I like doing the left and the right, you know. So let's do her collar that's coming into the jacket like that. I'm going to come in like this, and then draw the edges of her jacket, which come down like that, over, and same thing over here. This side is tucked in, comes down like this, and we'll hit that side right there. So there's not going to be much of it on this side. You can see more here. This side's pretty thin, so we're just going to draw that outer edge and kind of go up. Draw some creases, because you know I like creases, and I draw them all the time. And since we've got edges here, let's go ahead and draw this arm. Let's keep going. So I'm going to draw her shoulder over like this. Draw a couple of bumps where I'm going to add some creases here in a second. Come down to her arm. Draw a couple more bumps, and her jacket's kind of pushed up on her arm like this. So I'm going to draw the cuff back here. I know it seems short, but don't worry, the rest of it's there. It's pushed back on her arm. Well, you know how it is. I don't know why I'm explaining it to you. So now let's do the other side. We're going to do the other side to here, to the elbow. Bring it up to the jacket. And then let's go ahead and add a few creases. Let's have some fun with this. I like doing creases because it makes it come alive. You know, it makes it real. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple little folds to make it mine, you know? Okay, so let's draw her hand to her glove, to her wrist, to her bracelets. She got a lot of stuff here. So there's not much of the forearm showing, so we're just going to come up to out like this. And then I'm going to start to draw the first band and then the wristband to her glove. And so now we're going to draw her hand, and her hand's going to be out like this, basically. It's hard for me to show you, kind of like that. So to do that, we're going to draw the meat of her hand right here. I'm going to do that first, so I know the side where it's going to go. Then I'm going to draw the underside to her finger, her pinky, actually. Her pinky like this. And see how that's starting to give us an edge. And so now the other side, we're going to come over here and do the thumb like this, up and down. And so you see what I'm doing? So now I'm going to draw the fingers, and the other fingers I'm going to have kind of collected like that. So there's not a lot we're going to draw because they're falling back behind each other. So we're just going to do something simple like this. All right, and so now I'm going to draw the other fingers behind that, like that, and then we're going to connect that one. Okay, so now I'm going to come and add, because this was with that Sharpie, I couldn't quite bring it all the way down without it bleeding, so I was just going to kind of correct that, you know, and that's all I'm doing right here. And so also I'm going to add a few lines. I like doing this again with creases and folds, you know, showing that that's a glove, you know. It's not a big piece of metal. And I know that's an odd thing to say about a glove. I'm just trying to say, like, you know, the armor that a lot of them have, you know, that's why I like drawing creases, because we're not drawing armor, we're drawing material, and you can have more fun with it, you know. So, okay, I wanted to keep going, but let's not do that. Let's work on this arm over here. So I'm going to draw, again, her shoulder, and she has a little, like a little pocket over here, so we got to remember that. So I'm going to draw the shoulder, come down, and draw a couple of folds where her arm's bent over. It's like this part. and then draw that little pocket thing that I was talking about. And again, I'm going to draw just to there where it's folded up. So I'm going to draw it bulbous and then pushed up and round to the elbow and all the way up to here like this. And then again, I'm going to draw some folds. So I'm going to do something like that, but come back here and do some more. Okay? Just for fun. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. And if you didn't draw all of them, you don't have to do it. Draw how you draw. This is how I draw, you know? All right. Oops, look, I went out of the line. No big deal. Cover that up. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm getting too crazy here. We need to get going. All right, so we're going to draw the other hand. Pretty much the same thing, sticking out just like that. So we're going to draw a little bit of the forearm again. Draw the wristband. Oh, actually, no, this one doesn't have the wristband. This has just the glove. Oops. Okay. We'll say that's the wristband. We'll just start from there. Just draw that a little thicker if you want. So same thing. I'm going to draw the inside of the hand just to give me an idea where I am. The back side of the hand and draw the pinky. And I'm going to come back in here and draw the thumb. Just again to give me an idea of where everything's going to be laying, you know. And so now I'm going to draw the other fingers like I did before. And just the top lines because that's all you can see. And connect it like that. See? Not too bad. Now let's draw a few more of those other lines like I was doing before. Just to give it some creases and folds. And add the glove. Or the edges of the glove. And that'll work. Let's move on. All right. So, she's got suspenders on underneath. That's crazy. I don't know why. I guess holding up her skirt? Sure. So I'm going to draw just a couple of lines down here like that, real subtle. Like this. And this one, we're going to say is back behind so you can't see it. So we're going to do like that. Okay? And then we're going to put her shirt in here. And you know what? She has... Oh yeah, let's just go ahead and do the top part of her shirt like that. She has a chain, but it's so tiny that you can't even see it. So let's just do something on a kind of wackadoo, kind of like this. Like that, right? Because you can't really see it at this tiny of a stage, you know? But we did it. So let's draw her waist like this to the skirt. And this one's kind of behind that, so we're not going to worry about the waist over here. You can't really see it. See? It was pointless to do that. So we're going to draw her skirt like that, and it's going to be above those edges because it's connected to her suspenders. So now we're going to draw the skirt. So let's have a little fun with it. Let's see, this side is going to be on her leg. It's going to draw like this, going to follow down to the leg and hit that. But this side I'm going to kind of whip out, you know, more little whippy stuff. We're going to have some fun with it. And so I'm going to go whip like that. See? Cool. All right, so now I'm going to do some waves because it's kind of, it's a skirt, you know? Like that. Come back here and draw a few lines. I'm not going to draw too much because color is going to take care of this. But I wanted to add that. And so same thing, she's got like color stripes at the top here. I'm not going to do that with the pencil or the Sharpie. I'm going to do that with color. So now we're just going to draw her legs. And like I said, she does have socks right there. And let's do it like this. Let's try something like this. I'm going to draw her leg. Then I'm going to draw a tiny little bump right there where the sock is, okay? So I'm going to come down, draw a tiny bump. Then finish the leg with the contours of the leg. The contours of the body. And bring it down. So same thing over here. And you're going to see what I'm going to do in a second. So I'm going to come down here. Just a tiny bump. Follow the contours of the human anatomy, and we're stopping right there where the boots are. And the reason I'm doing that is because I should do this in color, but because we're drawing, I'm going to do this for you. I'm just going to draw it with the thinner Sharpie like that, and it accents it. See? Pretty cool, right? So now it looks like it's actually over that, or on top of the leg. So it's just a fun little inking thing you can do. So let's do the other leg, same thing to the boot. So this one's coming over here, bump, follow the contours of the anatomy, to the boot like that. I guess I could draw that too so you're not confused. Same thing over here, bump, anatomy, to the leg, to the leg, to the boot, to the boot, to the boot, to the boot, boot, boot. Okay, so now we're just going to connect it like that. Awesome. And now we're just going to draw the boots. So see the pose she's in? What's up? What's up? So now we're just going to draw the boots, and I kind of have them facing you, so you're not going to see too much detail, just the shape of them basically. So we're just going to come down like this to the edge. Same thing here to the ankle, and that's the back of the foot right there. We'll do both sides so you see what I'm talking about. Going to come down here to the ankle, which is down like that. Then that's going to hit the front of the foot to the toe like this. So I'm going to draw the front of the foot to the toe like that. Bring it over, up, and connect it there. See how it's kind of shaped? It's just hard to imagine it till you see it, right? So same thing, I'm just going to connect the toe like this. And I'll add a few little details, but the rest I want to do with color. So I'm just going to go ahead and add her tread, I guess. The sole, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty thick. And so I'm going to add the top of the boot like that, top of the boot like that. But the laces and all that stuff, I think I'm going to do with color because it'll stand out much better. So I'm going to call it a day and take care of the rest with coloring. So that is Rox Stage 1. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used. Or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.